Oblivion Remaster is out, and we wanted to go over the difference between the OG character creator and the remaster. We'll be looking at the new cosmetics, skills, races, signs, you name it. We also wanted to show off the differences between the tutorials and how combat looks and feels compared to the original. If you guys love Oblivion or Elder Scrolls content, then you're in the right place. And there's a whole lot more to come, so consider subscribing. So here we are in the character creator, and as you can already see, the UI is a little bit different. Well, maybe a little bit's not the right word, it's a lot different. Right off the bat in the remaster, you have multiple tabs that you can scroll through. The first thing we did is name our character, and then of course we wanted to look through each race and then the male and female counterparts. Honestly, there's not much to say here that you can't already see. Basically, the differences are immeasurable at this point. Everything has been modernized, and you can see that even the wrinkles or the small markings on them are all completely detailed. Oblivion's characters look more plasticky, and the tones of their skin are super off. I'll just let it run for a little bit so you can see each one. But honestly, I think they all look really good. The red guards look great. The Khajiit actually look more like lions. The orcs here, as you can see, still have that Oblivion look to them. It's hard to describe. But compared to Skyrim's orcs, they're a lot different. You can tell that it's the OG Oblivion orc look, just updated and looks a lot better. The Argonians are a lot different. I don't know if people are going to love this change specifically. The heads are a lot larger and more square. A lot of this art style actually reminds me of the Elder Scrolls Online. I know it's not created in that engine, but a lot of things kind of look similar to it. It's hard to explain. And as we're going through these, I'm sure you've noticed something a lot different that wasn't in the OG game. It is the little origin story that you can now choose between each race. Each one is race specific, and it's usually about where they came from. This was not in the original game, and I'm not sure if it will really have any repercussions in gameplay later. If they kept most of the dialogue the same, which I'm pretty sure they did, I don't see these options ever being brought up again. But it is still cool to customize and kind of roleplay in your own head your own character. Now, of course, we got to look at the hair options. I'll compare them side by side and you can see how some of them are the same. They kept most, if not all, of the hair options from the original in the new one, but they've actually added new hair options. The new hair options are good, but some of them feel a little out of place, super modernized. I mean, you've got the fade haircut. I don't remember anyone in Oblivion having a fade, but now we have it. It's still nice to just see more options being put into the game, in my opinion. Not everything has to come from a purist viewpoint. The coloring of the hair is a lot better again, though Oblivion's wasn't too bad. It still had a red, green, and blue slider that you could use to change the hair color to what you exactly wanted. You can also change the length of hair, which the OG Oblivion had, so that kind of stayed the same, though the lengths are a lot longer in the remaster than they are in the OG. I mean, look at these Argonian spikes. Like, that is crazy. I love this look. I wanted to show off the different hairstyles for the beast races as well, because their stuff is a lot different. They also have some new ones, and some you'll recognize from Skyrim for the Argonians, which I thought was pretty cool, like the ram horns. Everything is in higher detail. And what I love the most is the Khajiit hairstyles and how they changed. So yes, we get a bunch of new ones, but you can also now put a pattern on your Khajiit and you can change that hair color. So now you can pick to have your root color and then also a pattern color for your Khajiit. And of course, the remastered finally adds beard options into Oblivion. We did not have these on the first go around. They had this beard slider and I kind of messed with it. It basically would just make parts of your skin a darker tone and then they would consider that a beard, I guess. It was kind of like a painted on beard. Now you have options for beards and mustaches, and you can choose between having one or the other, which is awesome. I also wanted to show off how far the sliders can go for your face and things like that. In the OG, we all know how that ends up. You can make some of the most disturbing characters you've ever seen. And honestly, they go pretty crazy, but it's really hard to actually make a good looking character in the original game. Here in the new one, it's a lot easier to make a good looking character is what I'd say, but it's a lot harder to make an ugly looking character, but clearly not that hard. And they have the same amount of sliders, if not more in the new one. It just seems like they can't stretch as far. But we did put it to the test, and as you can see, we came up with some Shrek Farquaad mix guy. I mean, they can still get ugly, guys. This is definitely still Oblivion. Other than that, I'm sure you can make some pretty interesting characters. It's pretty detailed. I'm assuming in a few weeks, we're going to start to see people making some characters from real life and things like that. Something you couldn't do in the original game. Skin tone and complexion, in my opinion, has got a huge upgrade as well. Look at how it looks like in the original when you go all the way down complexion and all the way up. It's pretty brutal. In the new one, it's definitely more natural, as you can see. The skin tones feel exactly how they should. Aging also looks great compared to the original. The original just kind of makes you look uglier and more wrinkly as you age up, whereas in the remastered, it feels a lot more natural and human as you go up the slider and you just look like an old character. But it's great that both will let you play an old character or a young character. Once again, having more options is what you want. And the remaster is not only giving us all of the original Oblivion stuff, but it's giving us more, which maybe is what you expect from a remake. Oh, and I can't forget the eye colors either. In the original, they only have a few options, but in the remaster, we get a plethora of stuff. Just to look at all these options. They basically throw the entire kitchen sink at you here. They did not hold back, and they even let you choose eyes that are probably more appropriate for the beast races for any race, and I love that. We also get some makeup options as well. They're not super in depth, but you do get some lipstick color and some eyeshadow, and we'll take it. My overall thoughts are that the new Oblivion character creator is a huge step up from the original. It's got way more options, better visuals, and it still manages to keep that classic Oblivion charm. But I will say the art style does feel like a mix between Oblivion and Elder Scrolls Online a little bit, in my opinion at least, which might throw some people off at first. I think also as you play, you're going to get a tiny bit of Uncanny Valley vibe from some of these faces. The lip syncing is really good, as you'll see further on in this video, but there's times when it feels a little creepy, and maybe that's the point. Oblivion's always felt a little creepy in the faces, you know? But overall, it is a massive upgrade that modernizes the experience without losing its soul. More hair, better color tones, better roleplay options, while still keeping the purest view in mind. It's honestly great. Now I just wanted to show you guys the tutorials for both games and kind of compare how they are different. We get a lot here, and I think you're honestly going to be surprised. First off, the prison cell is a huge upgrade. The lighting, the textures, even the way the grime sits on the stone walls. It just looks so much better. The audio's got a nice boost too. Everything sounds cleaner, more immersive. It's like you're actually in some damp, echoey dungeon beneath the Imperial City.
Play favorites, huh? Your own kinsmen think you're a piece of human trash. How sad. That the guards are coming. For you.
Boris, lock that door behind us.
Yes, sir. My sons, they're dead, aren't they?
And yes, you can still pick up random junk and throw it around, because let's be real, that's the first thing we all do. When Uriel's septum shows up at your cell, the scene hits way harder now. His dialogue's always been iconic, but the facial animations and the lip syncing in the remaster, genuinely impressive. It actually feels like he's talking to you and not just flapping his lips at the void. One cool detail I noticed is that there's an option to skip that classic zoom in on the face thing during dialogue. So if that always felt a little too in your face, now you've got some breathing room. As you go deeper into the dungeon, it keeps getting better. The shadows, the way the light spills through the cracks, and how the textures and geometry hold up. It's still very much the same space. They haven't added any new tunnels or new encounters, but it does feel more alive now. Like the dungeon finally caught up to the atmosphere the original was always going for. Me and Paris were playing through the intro together as we were making this video, and he brought up that it looks like how it did when you were a kid, which I think actually exemplifies exactly what this is like. This is how Oblivion felt when you were a kid in 2006. Moving on, we get our first real look at combat in the remaster. And yeah, it's definitely been upgraded. The animations are way smoother than the original. Swinging a sword or blocking actually feels like it has some weight to it now. That said, there's still a little bit of that classic Oblivion jank here and there. But honestly, it kind of adds to the charm. It feels like Oblivion, it's just cleaned up. Then I popped open the inventory and wow, night and day difference. In the original, the menus always felt a little clunky and overcomplicated. Like too many icons, tiny text, and you just get lost trying to find whatever you needed. But the remaster simplifies things with tabs you can scroll through and clean, readable menus. It's way easier to use without feeling like it's been dumbed down. The map got some love too. It looks familiar, but now you can zoom way farther in and out. Plus, you can filter what you actually want to see, like caves, ruins, or just quest markers. It's such a badass change that I think people are going to love. Combat feels similar to Oblivion, it's just improved like I said earlier. The more impressive parts come from the slight mechanic changes and also the Unreal Engine stuff. For example, look how the Mythic Dawn robes can actually flow and move now, whereas in the original it was completely static. Lockpicking is the same, thank God for that. I didn't want the Skyrim replacement or some Frankenstein version. Once you get used to the graphics and the new fighting style changes, it really starts to feel like the Oblivion you know well. The encounters and the enemies are all the same in the same places. It just looks and feels really nice. Magic itself looks a lot better, but what impressed me the most wasn't the magic when I was using the goblin staff, but the actual staff itself. The feathers on the staff move, and look at the goblin jaw. That is some seriously impressive detailing. These guys went to work on this thing. I also wanted to point out how cool the bound weapons look when the cultists are using them. It's no longer just the weapon from the OG. Now they actually look more like the spirit weapon vibes from Skyrim. The Birthsigns system is back, of course, but the UI has changed. And also a lot of the stat boosts and attributes. I won't cover them all because we'd be here all day, but it reflects the balances and gameplay changes that they're going for. Same thing for the class system. It's a lot more organized now with those same UI tabs that you can scroll through, and you can just pick the class you want. You can still create a custom class as well, and the cool part about this is now you can see all the options you've chosen on the right hand side as you go along, and I really like that. Now we get to the Emperor being assassinated part. Sorry for the spoiler if you're new. Anyways, I want you to watch the difference in these.
Wow! We thought we'd go down easy.
Stranger, you chose a bad death to take up with the calls of the sentence.
That animation was awesome. I hope we get to see more of that throughout the rest of the game. I can't wait to see the fight at the end. If you know, you know. Anyways, then we head out of the sewers, and quick tip here. Save right before you exit the sewer grate. Keep that save forever and you can reload it when you're starting a new game, and then you don't have to run through the whole tutorial again. Then step outside. The differences are amazing. I really can't wait to dig in. If you guys want to see more Oblivion Remastered, let us know. We do have a few more vids already in the works, so stay tuned. And remember guys, enjoyed time is never wasted time, and I'll see you in the next.